Alright, what is going on, people of the internet? It is I, Alex here. Today is probably going to be the most touchy topic, and I'm going to be really careful with what I say, of course, because this is very, a global thing, what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be really careful on what I say in this video, of course, because I don't want to offend anybody. But basically, this is sort of a gaming video, but also a global-wide news thing that everybody knows about video, so it's not totally about a video game, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. So basically, as you guys all know, E3 weekend is over. I think it's over anyways. I think yesterday was the last day. I didn't even know it was going until yesterday. I thought it was going to end on like Monday or something. Wait, today's Wednesday or something. Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. I'm not sure. I don't know, but let's see here. Oh, today's Thursday. Okay. So yeah, E3 ended, I think, last night. I saw the last E3 thing, and I don't know if it was the 14th or the 15th that they were showcasing. Wait, today's the 16th. Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was the 14th that the Sony press conferences was at, and I'm basically talking about the Sony press conference because, of course, we all know Rockstar Games was supposed to be at the Sony press conference, but they kind of did a 180, and I just want to point out that I have been talking to a few people about this too, about why it probably didn't happen and stuff, about why this wasn't being, why Rockstar just kind of took like a 180 and didn't really decide to do it. Basically, I don't know if you guys heard or not, but the trailer was about some crazy guy. Of course, Red Dead, it takes place in the Old West, 1918. I think they said the new one's going to be in like the 1840s. So it's like almost half a decade like in the past, because the first game was in like the early 1900s, and this game's kind of going back like 1840 and stuff, like kind of like pre-Civil War, I think. So basically, or was it the Revolutionary War? I can't remember, but I think it was the Revolution. Yeah, the Revolutionary War, I think it was in the 1860s. But I think the Civil War was in the 1700s. But I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not good with history, but it's never been my pet peeve. But anyways, basically it takes place around, the new one's supposed to take place around the 1840s or anything. But apparently the trailer, they didn't release the trailer because, well, I mean, it's a crazy guy that goes into a salon and shoots up everybody. Well, what happened a few days ago? In Orlando. So Sony saw this and they said, you know what? No, you can't show this at E3. That's not fair. That's not fair for people to see. And basically, of course, Rockstar, knowing what happened, of course, they're gonna back down because, I mean, I'm sure they could have cut something from that trailer. It's a possibility, but I mean, I can see it was kind of the last minute. So they said, you know what? We're just not. There's no way we can edit it. There's not enough time. It's at the last minute already. There's just no way to edit that trailer. There's no way to edit that part out. Especially if it was like a big part of the trailer. That's kind of tough to edit out, especially if it's supposed to be like, it's like the theme of the trailer. You can't really edit that out. So they probably figured, just don't show the trailer altogether. And, well, basically, Sony is like, nope. Because if you guys don't know, the last few years, Rockstar doesn't have, in 2013 2013 and 2014, we had stuff related to GTA. And as you know, Rockstar didn't actually really go to those. They just had some guy from Sony say, "Oh, look, GTA 5's coming out for PS4 and Xbox One. And you can transfer your online character or whatever." They didn't actually have somebody from Rockstar come and say it. It was somebody from Sony, not even affiliated with. Well, they're affiliated because with exclusivity and stuff, but other than that, they're not really. They don't work together, so it's kind of weird. But this year, the sad part is Rockstar is actually going to go to E3 this year, but of course, because of the shooting that happened and kind of the things in their game, that of course they're not going to show it. Now, one part that I don't get is I don't know if Mafia 3 was shown off at the E3 conference or the Sony conference or not. I'm not sure which conference that was on, but I mean, I just don't understand why Red Dead is so controversial, but not Mafia 3. Like, Hangar 13 should have not even shown Mafia 3. Like, that's about, like, you know, the 60s and racism and mafia shooting each other and, you know, people killing and murdering. But yet, Hangar 13 is allowed to show their game, but then Rockstar can't show their game. Are we reaching a barrier here? I mean, you have one game that's about white supremacy and, you know, killing people and stuff. But then you have another where a guy shoots up a salon, or it's rumored he shoots up a salon. And, you know, that's bad. But then you show a full 20 minutes of pretty horrendous gameplay that I saw it. It's probably more graphic than it's pretty graphic, the Mafia 3 game. There was one part of the trailer where they're on like a ship or something, and the ship's like, you know, lopsided, and the Lincoln Clay or whatever the main character's name is shooting up everybody, and he takes like I don't know, like a double barrel shotgun or a swan knife shotgun, like pushes somebody to the ground and then shoots him in the head, and then sticks his like foot on his head and then shoots him in the head. Okay, so Hangar 13 is allowed to show that, but Rockstar is not allowed to show up somebody shooting up his lawn. Now, granted, I'm not saying any of that is good. Like, I would not want to say I'm provoking violence. I'm just trying to make a point. Why are they allowed to show off their their pretty what's the word for it? Like, I don't know, it's just like a really violent game, and they're able to show their game off. And then you see Rockstar, and they can't show their game off because you guys starting a massacre. Well, you're kind of starting a massacre in Mafia. I mean, I'm sure it's just like GTA where you can just pick out a gun and pick off anybody you want. And that doesn't cause controversy somehow. That game gets away with it, but then Rockstar says Red Dead is different. I just don't understand, really. I think if they were going to do it fairly, neither one of those games would have been shown off. Like, as much as I want to see those games, I don't think it's fair that Mafia 3 is allowed to be shown off, but not Red Dead. That is just kind of... I actually just really thought hard about this like a few minutes ago. It doesn't make any sense. Why are they allowed to show off their violent video game, but Rockstar's not allowed to show off their incredibly violent game? Both games, to an extent, you can actually start off a simulated massacre. I'm sure if you really feel like it, you can pick people off in any given one of those two titles. I don't know. I think we're just hitting a hypocritical line. I don't know. I honestly don't know how far to take this conversation because I don't want to cause any controversy between, like, you know, Hangar 13 and Mafia and, you know, Rockstar. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's right that they can show off their game because their game just has as much graphic gore as Red Dead. I'm sure they have the same amount of graphical gore, considering they're under the same publishers. It's just really messed up, I think. They're allowed to show off their game, which is probably pretty sickening because you're going on a yacht and you're just shooting everybody up. Granted, you're shooting up other mafias. Yes, I understand that. You guys are all bad guys in that game. Whereas, maybe in the Red Dead sequence, I mean, you could be shooting up innocent people. But see, that's the thing. We don't know the context of that trailer because we never saw it. We don't know the context of what happened because we never saw it. So, I don't know. It's just like, are we reaching a line here? It's like, one game, you shoot and spray everybody up. Oh, well, there's nothing wrong with that because it's about history and it's about what actually happened. But it's still incredibly graphic. And I'm sure you cannot tell me that nobody saw Mafia 3 at E3 and was disgusted after what happened in Orlando. You cannot tell me that. That is just freaking bullshit, and I'm not gonna freaking stand for that because I know that people would see that and they'd be like, oh, this is pretty upsetting. I don't think it's no different. And I'm not just saying this between Mafia and Red Dead. Like, what about Gears of War? You're shooting up people in that game too. I mean, maybe it's not as serious, but it's still, you're shooting up people. It's like, if they were gonna seriously, I don't know. It's just like, it just doesn't make any sense really, honestly. But anyways, I'm gonna leave this video here. Of course, like, comment, rate, and subscribe if you did enjoy it. Of course, if you don't even like this video, of course, feel free to thumbs down, or, because this is a very touchy topic, and I was really debating whether or not I want to discuss it, but I figured I kind of had to. It just wouldn't be right to not discuss it, and I also wanted to make a very valid point that, again, Mafia 3 can be shown off, but not Red Dead. I don't know, they're both incredibly graphic and vulgarous games, and one of those incredibly graphic and vulgarous games doesn't give like any consequences, really. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. But of course, let me hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below, because you guys really need to give me some feedback every once in a while, because my feedback is almost kind of dead. I only get feedback like once every few videos, so it'd be kind of nice to have a more active comment section. So yeah, I'd like to hear you guys communicate. And anyways, this is Alex signing off. Peace!